The Sherlock Holmes for the Ace Attorney Sherlock Holmes is slightly less Sherlock Holmes. Well, not necessarily slightly less. It's not the same one. But okay, I'm gonna use my model today, so I suppose then, and I won't be able to set up everyone's like thingy for their models. They want to, but we'll figure that one out later. At some point, I suppose. Yeah, you have the Detective PNG. Don't you worry. Yeah. And this time I'm not. I was kind of like, I was kind of like, am I going to use my life 2D or am I going to use my detective? Huh? It's not very good, she said. Oh yeah. I am very torn between the two. Oh. Hello there, everyone. It's showtime. And here we are with the lovely group that are my collaborators. We have
Hello.
Momo.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
We have Kudaloo.
Hello.
Hello.
We have
This is the
Raphael.
other
One person.
Oh, yeah, indeed. We have Cthulhu.
Hello.
We have Raphael.
Hello.
And we have Kudaloo.
Hello.
Hi. And I am your ringmaster and magician of this circus, Hita Fire Charmer. I should probably turn on my off my background BGM if you can hear the freaking BGM from the game in the background. Anyway, today we have another adventure of the Great Ace Attorney. So, can someone summarize what happened the last time?
I can.
No?
I said yes, I can.
Okay.
So last time, we figured out the person in disguise was the ballerina.
Mm-hmm.
She was running away or something.
Oh yes.
Yep.
God, what else? Okay. And then I think I know, like near the end,
Mm-hmm.
it had to do with that sailor, and for some reason he hadn't been writing in his journal.
Yeah, a full 2
on
hours
the dot every half an hour.
After 2 a.m., the journal suddenly stopped with the notes.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he usually, if there is nothing of note, he would write that down anyway.
Hmm.
And right before the end, we had some emergency, which, like, the ship had to pull an emergency maneuver, and everyone everything kind of turned.
Oh yeah.
And then we found out that the lock suddenly was in place. So well, maybe our locked room murder was not as locked room as we thought. Thanks for the host, Montez.
Yeah. Yeah, it's us.
Yeah, I know. You are here. So yeah, we have a few mysteries still to solve, or maybe putting the puzzle pieces together in part 3 of our investigation, I suppose. So yeah, let's move us to the gaming screen. There we go, and nice transition screen. Ooh. Oh, okay, I don't have my game on the capture yet. There we go.
I love the
The animation?
How do you call that? Yeah, the animation.
Dusting?
Yeah.
It's really
Oh,
nice.
so cute.
I wonder if I press the button again if I see it again, or do I need to change? Nope, I need to change scenes completely. Well, we can kind of. Yeah, it's really adorable, Ryan. I know. You know what? Let us move back and forth. Just because we can. I love it as well. It came in at the day of my model debut. It was such a
Nice surprise.
nice surprise and a coincidental like finish of the of the commission that I put on. Anyway, let us start with the episode.
Yay.
If my buttons would work at Tony. Why does my controller not work?
Charged.
It's not a wireless controller. I have it wired on the. So then again, you know what? I have another option then. I didn't want to use it because I can kind of charging my headset with the same cord.
Oh.
I'll plug in my PS4 controller. I was just planning to use my PS5 one. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, as attorney, can you pick up my controller? For some reason, it's not registering. Okay. Oh, okay. I know why it wasn't registering. I was outside of the game with my my mouse and keyboard. So let's try that again. Huh. With my other controller. It's already weird because then usually a PS5 controller works as well. Ah, there we go. Let us start episode 2, part 3 of the adventure of the unbreakable speckled wren.
Ready.
So let's go. Is the audio good for everyone?
I'd say so, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Might be a little bit too loud from the stream. Just turning it down a notch. There we go. Somehow the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made the emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt.
Oh boy, I remember.
There we go.
What are you doing in Rova's quarters?
Momo was
Yeah, I was saying. You both look unhurt. Good. Don't remember the voice I did last time. I'm sorry.
yes. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship.
Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though.
Oh? How did that happen?
There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. I can do it as well.
It's okay.
Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming, crew are running everywhere. Before you continue real quick, he looks like
go on.
he looks like he face planted a grill. Alright, continue.
Yeah,
He does.
Oh, you mean his tan on his face?
His face.
Yeah. He always was like that.
I know, but I'm just it only clicked now that that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh man. It's busy today again. Anyway. Yeah.
This first class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment.
Oh, I see. Oh, wait a moment, guys.
Someone triggered the
So
alarm?
right there.
Does that mean that someone pressed the button outside?
You wicked intruder. Dressed all in black. You are the devil.
Sorry? Me? I've been called that a lot of things before, but devil is the first.
You opened my traveling case. How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it.
That's right, Mr. Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin.
Inspector.
I thought he was undercover. How does Miss Pavlova know that he's an inspector?
And also, why she's not hiding her identity anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not true.
She doesn't care anymore.
I mean, we
Whatever.
knew, but Osnaga knew, but the Russian man, no.
Hmm,
So that's interesting.
indeed.
Yes.
Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. Is it not enough that he has killed a man?
Damn, lady, what the hell? Ah, and he is stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? What?
Yeah.
Take him away. He is a trespasser as well as everything else. You also were lying, yo.
Yeah.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She's right. You're devil.
It doesn't look good, does it?
There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police.
Wait, a cell?
Please, Inspector Asanaga, is there nothing you can do?
This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the Captain Good's nature, I think I'm out of options.
This is... sorry. This is terrible.
This is a real crisis. I gotta find the solution. Immediately. Yeah. Let's see what else Hazanaga has to say to us.
You got yourself into a difficult situation here. By entering this cabin uninvited, I mean.
Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue.
I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries.
I'm really sorry.
I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened.
Coughing up blood, by the way. He hasn't done that in a while, right? It's not just me.
It's mostly when he's
Oh,
panicking
maybe.
or when he's surprised.
Okay, alright,
I
that
think-
makes a lot more sense. Sorry. Continue.
Now this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once.
I really need to need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis.
We know exactly who that is.
Oh my god. What are you doing?
I love him so much. Freaking him over here.
I can.
Oh. What the? What are you doing up there, Mr. Holmes?
Oh my god.
Fuck, man. Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective it is my business to know what other people do not?
And that's a real quote of Sherlock Holmes, actually.
Hmm.
This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. No, no, no.
Well, why were you hanging from the hook before then?
Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it would bend that conceited-looking hook in the wall, so full of brag and bones.
I never knew whether to take this man seriously or not.
Ah, you again, the great detective.
Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently.
Well, You might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time.
What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. Okay, so the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Berea.
Really, yeah?
Berea. There you go. Has been solved by me, naturally.
Naturally, yes.
What?
Really?
Yes,
Hmm.
I've eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist.
Oh, really now?
So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case.
Oh, goody. Let me
I'm
fix something
scared.
real quick. I'm seeing.
Goggles on his eyes make him look even dumber, and
Okay,
I
there
love
we
it.
go. Well, let's see about this great dissection.
You solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case.
Wow.
Maybe think of Sonic. Anyway, we all knew who was responsible for killing student boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. It is this stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it.
I didn't do it.
The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because, as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin.
1 moment. There we go.
Okay.
Yes. This was called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
Ah, locked room. That is point.
The room was locked.
Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from the outside of the cabin.
You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not a so-called locked room at all.
What? Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay.
Oh yes, there's another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door.
What other entrance? We never discovered one.
Was it the fucking hook?
Yeah, I
Like
think
it
it's...
opened something? Why do I have a feeling that's what it is? Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man.
The ventilator?
You think this is funny? God. I cannot even put my arm through that hole.
That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks.
You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim cabin through the tiny opening? It's not possible.
Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Ah.
Is it her? Mr. Arms, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Precisely, my dear madam.
But what does it mean? What is this speckled band?
The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. I feel like it's her pet.
Yeah, maybe it's the bed.
Mr.
Yeah.
Holmes,
Because we never saw what it looked like.
what are you doing?
Yeah, we don't know what the bed is.
It's a baby.
He crawled through and it scared the shit out of him and he fell on his
Yeah.
Wow.
There is distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for all you to see will shock you to your cores. Behold!
What the?
People screaming.
It was a snake! I knew it!
Kuro was right. It was really a
Whizzing around
snake.
his face.
That's
Oh,
so
God.
cute.
It's also a reference to a Sherlock Holmes book, I think.
Yeah, it's
Well,
What's the snake?
We already
Speckled band.
also got the reference at the start of the chapter in that cutscene,
It's
right?
the title of the chapter.
Oh.
No,
Was
he's
that
not talking
title-
right this second. He's,
Yeah,
not
I know,
scared
I
by a
know.
Snake.
We were discussing stuff, so I mean,
I know. It's just allow me to introduce you all to the band, the Speckled Band.
a snake?
Indubitably.
What the fuck?
Mr. Holmes, just one thing?
What troubles you?
Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say?
Hmm.
Yes, you're right. I think in this case, you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you?
Well, no one's addressing the fact that this snake is probably suffocating him. You both see and observe with distinction. However,
Hmm.
do you not think that it's precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? I mean, I can't tell if he has a point or if he doesn't. That's the issue.
It's Holmes. Let's just assume that he has a point somewhere.
Somewhere.
Oh my goodness! Really? It's a trap?
How exactly?
I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova?
I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. Is nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me.
Where's your papers?
Hmm.
There are two conclusions I've drawn from the facts. Number one, last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin.
Ah,
And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
no.
She turned white as a ball of rice again. Smuts. Holmes must be right. He hit the nail right on the head.
Momo?
No?
Yeah, sorry.
Ah,
This,
That's okay.
this young woman's friend killed Mr. Azogi.
It looks like he can't speak with the snake coiled around his head.
I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Intruder's identity.
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which he boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected. Another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. Ah, the victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? What is she hiding?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Was he in a sock?
What?
I fucking knew it!
Oh.
I knew it had something to do with the camouflage of him. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's slouched skin.
Ew.
He molted. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin.
Okay.
Oh.
That's an impressive snake.
A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. I mean, to be fair,
Conclusion:
there
a
are
beloved
snakes that do
speckled
that.
branded snake.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
purple.
Okay, sure. Topic
Um,
2, however, how Mr. Asagi died.
Actually,
So,
it
green
kind
tree
of makes
pythons
sense.
actually. Green tree pythons do this. They start off as yellow and they turn green over
Oh.
time.
And
after molting.
that's a color, right? But does it also apply to its markings and such?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, not all though.
No, it doesn't start off. Does it start off yellow? I think it starts off like a brown,
Mm.
and then it can go to either yellow, green, or like a bluish purple in rare cases. But its markings do change as it molts. Moving on,
Okay.
we come to the heart of the matter: the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury.
Ah.
Most shocked ever.
He keeps scaring her at every turn. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as fact,
Okay, one moment. I'm just gonna. Mrs. Ikisen say, yeah, I debuted like last weekend, so I've small debut. Now I finally have my model that I can use for my streams. But yeah, as for this, let's continue.
phew, oh my god.
Bless
Oh,
you.
bless you.
Sorry, yeah, thank you. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be?
Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively.
Eh,
If you thought of the band as another snake. His inexplicably flying headband.
mm.
The
That
close, but
headband.
not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This. Oh, sorry. That's not me.
This makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
Doesn't cause
he gave us the.
snake. It didn't have fangs.
Hmm.
There was no
Well,
point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
sorry, I
Sorry.
didn't know if you guys were done discussing yet.
No. Hmm.
Alright. There's
Maybe
no
it was
point
just
feigning-
animation. Sorry.
That's okay.
No, I'm just like I don't.
Let's discuss
Alright,
that.
are we good?
Are we
Are
good?
we good? Are we good?
Yes.
Nah,
Okay.
okay.
These are retractable. Just
Okay.
this.
There was no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case.
Mm-hmm.
When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt.
You don't.
It really just sounds like it was all an accident.
Mm.
It is
Sounds
telling
like
that the
it.
victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you would use to train your serpent friend.
Train?
Indeed. You'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle.
Right. Every line that Holmes is talking here makes me feel like he's going further from the truth.
Yeah. Like, if anything, it makes more sense that she would whistle to try and find it, because she had no idea where it went.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. More. He still can't. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training?
It's not true.
Wait a minute, dear.
Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever.
Hmm.
Wait, venom is also poison? I didn't know that.
That is
Mhm.
the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible.
I wonder how infallible it is, but... Conclusion.
Yeah.
Death by venomous snake's bite.
And there are so many mistakes.
Where did it all? Or
I
am
mean,
just
it's better
stupid?
than
'Cause I was
before.
believing a lot of it.
Yeah, because
Thus-
it's better than before, but there are still some things that
There are
seems
definitely a lot of things that
I
are
guess
missing.
it's less that they're wrong and more that there's multiple ways something could have happened.
Yeah.
yeah, because there are some wrong things because we knew some things.
Well,
if we didn't knew some
the-
details,
The one thing that
maybe-
is clearly, utterly wrong here is that he was poisoned, because the post-mortem we got from Hosonaga already proved that he wasn't.
yeah,
there
it
was
wasn't.
no-
yeah, that's one
no
of
way-
the.
there were no
yeah.
traces of external injury
Well,
or
I know what it
poison.
probably did. It probably went around his head and neck like it did with the
You could have
Maybe.
strangled
sailor.
him.
Yeah,
But the
you-
sailor's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
fucking tree trunk, so of course it doesn't hurt him.
He is the sailor's a tree.
Yeah. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of the speckled band.
Mhm.
But that would make more sense now that you bring that up.
Hmm.
Because look, it's coiled around his face and his neck.
Everyone is stunned.
That's
Miss
only my
Pavlova's-
theory. Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Sorry.
What did you want to say?
Yeah, what were you saying?
I do have a theory. I don't know if that's correct, but I do feel that I don't remember his name. The seaman,
Stroganoff?
yes, Dragunov, and Miss Pavlova are actually like relatives. I just
Ah.
feel like that because at least they knew each other before. But she was also
Yeah.
lying. She said she was in the boat for more time than
Hmm.
she actually was. So that's
Maybe.
interesting.
Hmm.
Also, the snake is inviting him. So in
Oh yeah, you have a point.
yeah, I think
Okay.
It's coiling
It's
around
like,
him
"Oh,
like
he's
it
my
knows
friend."
him, but it's not attacking him.
yeah, he's attacking
Right.
arms. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Mm.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
let's move on.
That's a good theory though. I like that. Okay.
That is a good theory.
Thank you.
Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine.
I don't think so.
There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. Snakes don't drink milk.
Milk. This snake needs some milk.
Incredible! You solved the mystery.
no, Ryunosuke, no.
Amazing! Your
too.
great deduction really lives up to its name.
No, Sanaga, no.
Yo.
It's everyone.
I see now why Sherlock Holmes has become such a household name. Wow.
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 My God.
The only problem is that it's wrong.
My dear man. It was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Is that something they say?
Apparently.
Mm,
Hmm. Um. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Holmes?
Of course. What's on your mind?
It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly.
Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madam.
And reptiles, don't drink milk. As you guys said.
Yeah. Ah.
Ah.
It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see? So I'm not sure it will be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward.
No matter. No doubt Miss Cavalier will use some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Sure it
So
does.
why there is... do you think there is really milk, or it's only him saying milk as an example?
Hmm.
I don't know. But yeah, let's see the others. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears.
Incorrect. That is incorrect.
Okay, let's see what
They
No,
Susato-
outer ears?
let's
They
see
do
what
have ears, they have
Susato
ear
said.
holes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yes. So I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling.
Hmm.
Madam, what of the tales from Arabia?
Very scientific reference, yes, indeed.
Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? Oh my god.
I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements.
I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless.
No.
So
Don't take things out
mean.
on Snake, Mr. Holmes.
There is one other thing.
You have more?
Yes, I do.
Susato is the best.
Yeah.
Snakes use the scales of their bellies to propel themselves.
So just saying, Susato is the best assistant there is in the Base Attorney series.
Oh, yeah.
Most
Yeah,
capable as
yeah.
well.
She's actually useful.
Oh, poor Maya.
I love Maya, but she's not useful at all.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah. So I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat pile cord like the ones in these cabins.
Then it should try harder.
Please,
Damn.
don't be angry with me. Angry? Please don't be angry with me, Mr. Holmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it wouldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this.
Oh man, look at Holmes completely defeated.
And everybody now is like disappointed. Before everybody was like, "You are a genius."
Now it's like Susato is a genius.
Susato is the real great detective in this room.
Yeah.
I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh no, you don't mean...
Yes, we need to modify Mr. Arm's latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be.
I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try.
Just what was I waiting for? Oh, just what I was waiting for, Mr.
No,
Yeah.
Mr. Naruto, yeah. Hi Scotty, how you doing? Welcome to the show. We're doing a collab for with Sherlock Holmes and with my friends. Ryan, can you shout them out for me? Okay. We have a shout out command for everyone.
Oh.
So yeah. Yes, right. So we'll just. You're sleepy. Well, hopefully this won't make you too sleepy as well. Seeing as how it's kind of like a novel type game, so not real action. Most of the action are within the words of the. Oh, you just woke up, so you're just needing to get. Okay. Anyway, let us continue.
So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again.
Oh,
What? You've done it again.
Magic.
Is that up?
oh yes, me. Your handcuffs are gone.
Where did they go?
Yeah, because it doesn't have it.
Fear not. I shall see they are restored after our work is done.
I really wish you'd leave them off.
Now, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Intruder's identity. Benevolent speckled brand.
Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself.
Oh, thank you, Media, for the bits. And no worries. Enjoy your roleplay session tonight.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye.
Media.
Bye, Media. And I think Ryan is not here, so I'll do the shout-out command here myself. Let's see, collab. These are the people that are with us in this collab. Please check them out. They're really amazing. Oh, Colonel Burb, you are here. Posture check. Okay, I'll correct my posture as I kind of didn't move away from that. Just dropping by
To sit properly.
to say a good stream. To say have a good stream. Oh, okay. You're not checking it, but okay. That's okay. Thank you for everything. I'll hydrate as well. Why not? You're in chat.
too.
Fine. Hi burp. Hi burp. Okay. I dropped that now. I hope you don't drop that. You may sleep, but don't drop that. Okay? Anyway, we're gonna continue this course correction.
Yes. You recall those horde. Oh,
Well, okay.
no, it's, if anything, they're probably stopping him in the middle of talking anyway.
She does have a pained expression in her on her face.
Oh,
Is that-
it's me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is you.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. My computer is kind of exploding. I'm solving problems with it. But yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, that's true. She looks as though Katsuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind.
But you're not sure if Mr. Holmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then?
Excuse me. Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova, like some stalkers.
Like the stalkers. Oh wow.
Damn!
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
claws. Snakes don't have claws.
No, they don't.
Ryan.
Man, this doesn't seem like a snake.
No.
Scratch? More like a kitty.
Mm.
Hmm,
Maybe it was a kitty,
was
like
a
I was
kitty.
saying.
maybe?
Oh, Naruto-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound.
Looks like a scratch. Maybe by some kind of small animal? And fairly recently, too.
Well, wherever scratches are, doesn't appear to be around here.
Uh, yes, when you recall those horrid events, the claw scratch smarts with pain.
Indeed. And simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh.
Miss Potlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night?
Yeah. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse.
And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death.
I just started the game, that's okay. Not sure what else to talk about. Oh, okay, that's okay. I got nervous with the Ace Attorney games. Ah, okay. Hopefully you'll enjoy this then. And hope we don't spoil too much for you. It's only chapter 2 though, so it's not too far into the game.
I mean, there is a big spoiler.
Yeah, it's kind of late in chapter 2, yeah. That's the only thing.
I mean, for me, chapter 2 is a big spoiler.
Hi, Scorpio.
No.
Hope you'll enjoy the show. We're doing a collab, and we're reading through the Sherlock... yeah, I almost called it the Sherlock Holmes series. The Ace Attorney... the great Ace Attorney games. Okay. Resume, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, sorry.
No,
So
that's
we
okay.
ask,
We
what
have
was the
this.
nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Well, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I suspected. Another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us.
It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Postlopa's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they?
No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow.
Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers?
We should follow our gaze, Naruto-san. That's where we'll find the answer.
Let's see, her
And
gaze.
Yes.
What is this then?
That was true.
Guru, we both were right.
Wow!
There was a snake, but there was also kitty.
It was also a kitty.
Hmm?
Wait, what happened to the cat then?
Uh.
That snake better fucking not have, I
Oh,
swear.
wow, no!
Had to rip a
Swallowed
danger noodle.
whole.
Look at this photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Poslova brought with her when she ran away.
She's exceptionally. I can't read this word. Exceptionally.
Exceptionally.
Yeah, exceptionally. You got it.
You done it.
Exceptionally, maybe. Sorry. Beautiful, isn't she?
Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this.
I mean, it's a cat. You already see that?
Look at the
What
little
is that?
little cat Miss Puslova is cuddling here.
Oh, what a cute little kitten. Go view with you. Couldn't eat Narhara-san. But the blackest outfit.
A black kitten. And from the looks of the picture, at least, Miss Puslova seems very attached to it.
The bell.
So we're just gonna present the
Oh,
kitten.
from the bell?
Kitten.
The bell. The bell.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
The one we found in Katsuma's room.
Hmm. Might this kitten be our intruder?
He was a
I
little
think
Yes.
so.
Without a doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us.
Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
Oh no.
From the whereabouts of the black kitten isn't clear, but what's clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you?
Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind.
Darker
When
would
did
appear
you
to be a
find?
Russian blue.
When did you find the name? What? Darka is the name of the cat.
Apparently so. That's how
And-
Miss Puslava called it.
When did you find it?
What?
Did she
Just
say
said
it?
it. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. I'm stupid. I
Yeah,
didn't
she
hear
just
that.
She brought it.
Okay, okay. I was like, how did he, you know?
Oh, okay. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's yeah, the fucking snake. The victim's written observations in the night in question tell of a speckled band.
Oh, by the way,
Collar?
just by the way, Holmes was kind of saying that the snake could have bitten with its venomous fangs, but whenever you see the snake open its mouth, there's no
What
fangs
has
whatsoever.
many-
Oh yeah,
See?
but they can actually
Subtract them.
them appear.
Yeah,
yeah, when
okay.
they want to really
Then,
bite someone.
then my logic doesn't
If-
hold either.
Yeah, I just thought about that. Also thought about that, but
And there's
almost said no, it's not like this.
it's a terrible procedure. It's kind of it's like declawing a cat.
Mm.
It's where you take out the venom like glands or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
teeth
yeah.
or whatever from the snake.
Hmm.
So I mean, like, it's a terrible thing that you should never do that to a snake. But you know, like,
Hmm.
there's also that kind of thing that sometimes
Yeah.
happens too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of interesting because they show a lot of detail with things like this.
Yeah,
so
because
it would have its teeth out if it was gonna.
yeah,
Yep.
because it seems to want to attack Holmes, so maybe that's the case.
Maybe. Okay, let's.
I'm sorry. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was the sign that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? Sight there.
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. But that's not even snakeskin.
Is not.
Yeah, I
Probably
think
not.
that's what it's getting at.
Mm.
Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back.
I wonder why she didn't put it out of
Yeah,
her pocket.
why
I mean,
did-
in her
Yeah,
pocket
it's
it
like,
was
why would you
more
take it
hidden.
out of your
hidden.
pocket if it's hidden?
Just
Here, if she just left it in her pocket, there would no one would have ever would have known.
Mm.
Oh yes, boys, like that are Mr. Holmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something.
I thought the deduction was his speciality, or making me believe that was a ploy too.
Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake.
In which case, just what is for Miss Potlova hiding behind her back?
Some toys.
Okay, this
Love.
My cat.
this control the camera controls for this is kind of difficult.
Sorry. Oh, it's a toy. Yeah.
Well, it's speckled, and it's a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort. And it looks like a handle at the end?
Yeah, I said it was a cat's toy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, it's you.
I think it may be a cat's toy. The sort is coming to us apparently.
How is that a toy for cats?
Cats like to chase them around and paw at it. It isn't in particular love that sort of play. I can confirm.
Yes.
Me too.
Can definitely confirm.
I have 3 cats, and yes, they love that.
We had 5 cats at one point.
Oh.
I've recently had 4 until like a few weeks ago. So
Yeah, well, we had
I've
like
lived
a
with cats
few.
like my entire life. Like
We
this
had a
kind
few
of
cats
toy-
unfortunately as well.
this kind of toy works better than literally any other toy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
love the
especially
long
for
ones.
kittens.
It must be long and fluffy. Like
Yeah.
cats.
Mm-hmm. Or you can just play with a laser pen. Okay.
I feel so bad using laser pens.
Yeah, true.
Because I feel like I'm breaking them. They never catch that. It's so evil.
They look very disappointed when they thought they caught it.
Okay, let's continue.
Okay. Yes. You only need to wave it in front of them and they bounce it to catch it.
That sounds possibly adorable. Cat's toy. So our description was just changed to a cat's toy, so yes, let's replace that. Yes, the thing you are trying but failing to conceal is a cat's toy.
Precisely. And the true nature of the now infamous speckled band.
Ah,
I was waiting for your infamous
ah.
And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. To try and get it to come back. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it.
But why? For what reason?
My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator in the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, now it makes sense.
In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed cat by the name of Darka.
Like, why?
A truly troublesome feline, young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova.
Not my photograph.
No, my photo.
It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty.
Conclusion. Beloved kitten. Solved. Second topic, how Mr. Asugi died. Not by a death of a venomous freaking snake.
He died by cat.
Let's go.
Moving on. We come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life? And why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury.
I know his moment.
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by
Terrible
A
venom.
terrible venom.
Which is not true.
Okay. Sata?
Well,
Yes, sorry. What Mr. Arms says, it's true. There were no signs of a anywhere on Katsuma-sama's body.
That's right. But Mr. Holmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuna wasn't poisoned.
Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report.
ah yes, I knew it was one or the other.
One or the other. One or the other. Who cares about the details, right?
his neck was...
Indeed, breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that.
Seeming strong enough isn't some immortal freak, you know?
The
Oh,
jury is
okay.
out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be...
Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he probably struck by something or someone.
Yes, that's a distant possibility. As for yet, no weapon has been found too.
Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and dealt the fatal blow.
I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. Could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident.
Oh yes, a bat fall could explain it.
It's rather hard to believe of Katsuma-sama too. Wasn't a clumsy man.
Hmm.
Now,
Well,
sorry.
we need to fix the deduction for somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? This?
Yes? Yeah, maybe there was the cash.
Mark on the floor.
Uh,
Because there's also the remains of the bell.
There's the bell, yeah.
yeah.
Yes, an explanation of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death concisely. Holmes?
This
Mm.
particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish.
Shoe polish.
Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I'd carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish.
And the color of the perfect polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asogi's leased leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asagi must have caught his foot at some point on the floor and tripped.
Please, no.
And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebra shattered, and in that instant he lost his life.
I don't know.
That's such a unlucky way to die. That's so sad.
It's
Yeah.
really sad.
I don't know anything about this.
Is that really true, Miss Puslova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life?
Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right. Oop.
Well, let's not let's just interrupt you, I suppose.
Yep. But that's how it goes.
Okay, Susato.
Yes. Sorry, I'm so sorry to them.
That's okay.
I
Really okay.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama literally tripped over and now he's no more. It can't be true. I refuse to accept that. It.
I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest what happened. That's what happened.
But
And if this part of Mr. Holmes' deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes.
where, I wonder.
Let's have a look around. The answer must be somewhere.
I think it's the bell.
It's not a traveling case. So what is she looking at? The tiara, not.
Yeah.
It would not be a
The wine.
clue, right?
Oh.
We looked at this
Ah.
multiple
Oh,
times,
something
right?
Oh,
But it's the same dialogue.
Maybe. But Miss Slova only started occupying the cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there.
Oh,
Oh, what's that?
different. It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Yes, it's that.
This is making me wonder, where the hell did the snake come from?
Right?
It's probably
Yeah.
it's probably
Where
just
did it go?
because of the markings on Strong Enough's face. It's probably Strong Enough's pet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Oh
didn't
my
think of that.
god!
Oh, God.
It's not a tag.
Yeah, I was thinking it was
It's
his
not
pet,
a girl
but I
mark.
didn't
It's
connect the
his pet.
markings. Oh.
That's right. You hit the evidence that links you to the victim's death in the waste paper basket.
Ah,
I'm just waiting for your infamous ass.
I'm building up to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment.
Here we
and
have
I
a
still have to
fragment of
close my
some
door.
intricate glass object. It would seem one that has a familiar air, in fact.
Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Miss Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no.
So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? You're well acquainted with this glass, Bella, you not?
I don't.
I don't know. Is that hushed Russian accent of yours? Oh, in that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Girl. Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question.
What?
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I should be saying it. No, he wouldn't say it like that. He'd go,
Yes.
Naruhodo.
Actually, not really. He is pretty good with
I just
explaining.
mean, like, because he's
saying it.
that kind of personality.
Oh yeah.
He would do it on purpose.
Maybe not on purpose, he just wouldn't know.
If you
Or
look
he
at this
thinks fairy
photograph,
tales are real.
you can clearly see, hanging from darkest color, the very glass bell in question.
The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall.
And the cause of that fateful stumble. You absent feline dark friend Darka. We can't,
If we had tried to say it at the
we
same
can't
time, it would've
synchronize
been
it because
awful.
it's Discord.
Mm.
We could have once tried, but I don't know. I think we did try the previous part as well.
Maybe.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Conclusion: death by tripping over a cat.
Yo,
Solved.
that's how I wanna
That's
go.
so sad.
Deduction complete. Elementary.
Cosmo, he was so cool, and that's how he had to go out.
I know, right?
It just doesn't feel right. It died like this.
Yeah,
What's so
it's
good?
weird.
Why didn't you tell us that? Why don't you tell us now, Miss Puslova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
That's how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it?
Yes. And I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really.
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
So at that point, you thought it's safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator into the adjoining cabin.
Darka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
So the faint whistling sound Kazuma wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. False?
Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... Meow.
Well, there was a cat noise, but
Meow.
well, there was an actual cat sound effect in game, but okay.
But did it sound like that?
It sounded like meow.
I
Like
nailed it.
crying meow. But yeah, Kazuma probably stepped on the cat, maybe a tail or whatnot.
Oh.
Mm.
Aww.
Baby.
Where's the cat now? I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Kazuma was.
From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up.
Okay, it was the last bell.
The SS Buria is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under its feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet Darka's nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious. That cat is as insufferably restless as I am.
Well, he knows something about himself at least.
Yeah.
When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake?
You're right. Where is it?
If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Puslova, then whose is it? And where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on the board of this ship?
Oh.
Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Piroshko.
Piroshko.
Aww.
What?
What?
The snake belongs to you?
He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here.
Yes, how did the snake get into this cabin?
But animals are not permitted on board.
We were at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without a close friend? Without someone who understands?
He knows
It's so
what's up.
cute on him.
Couldn't you find someone a little more human who could understand you better?
But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake. Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Piroshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He's adorable, like Granny.
Like Granny.
It's venomless. Yes. Now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile.
And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose?
Like they say milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Piroshko eat mouses. Big, fat, round mouses.
Ah. Oh, so... Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for?
Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food?
Nothing says top of the food chain like the look on their eyes right now.
Shrug.
Not
Refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell column. It's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Piroshko has nothing to do with this incident.
Where's the cat, sir?
So that's what happened. That's the
Where's
truth
that,
behind
sir?
my best friend's tragic death.
Just because some lady wanted to have her pet.
Yo.
understand the difficult situation you find yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please, remember this. A young man lost his life. If you are going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you.
Mm.
But
What are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything.
There's still something.
mm,
The
It
writing.
was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident, like the TV
Mm.
series.
the writing on the floor.
The writing on the floor. I'm not great detective list, Mr. Holmes. Yes, you are. I don't have. She's the best detective, actually.
Mm.
I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Don't you agree, Mr. Naruto?
To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure of it. I just can't put my finger on it.
I confess. I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter.
Oh?
I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction.
A
What?
distraction?
That's so rude.
I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable.
Again.
Ah, not again. When did you do that?
Especially as they're on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call.
You were Mr. Holmes?
Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not?
Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend, and I owed him my freedom even.
In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. We must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can see, chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. About how, the scene in your cabin. About how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Mr. Naruto.
And shall we begin?
Yes.
What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance.
Osanaga?
But we already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Hold it. Wait. Let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that really was what happened, does it?
I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid.
Yes. It's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and misperception of our story here. The evidence is right there in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. Is that couldn't possibly have been a mere accident?
Really?
Show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident.
The crime scene photograph, because if it was an
yeah,
accident, no one could have written down a message.
Oh, he wouldn't need to.
Yeah.
Well, if it was an accident, no one would have needed to cover it up, right?
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
there is still the drag. They were dragged.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Everyone was
And the
drugged.
food. Yeah.
Mm,
That,
that's true.
The truth is, it's clearly recorded in this photograph print. There's no way that Mr. Asagi could have left this message on the floor.
That script, I'm sorry.
That's right. He doesn't know Russian.
It's Russian, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. The word written means wardrobe. So it was someone who knew he was in there.
Possibly.
I see what you mean. Most people will leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case.
But maybe he was studying Russian.
He was not.
It
It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. Is it though?
It is
It
not.
doesn't seem.
it is
That doesn't
not.
seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not.
Sorry? What do you mean? Sonaga, you're stupid.
Actually, exactly what I said before. There's no way Mr. Asagi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae.
Cervical
Yeah.
vertebrae.
Cervical vertebrae, resulting in instant death.
Oh.
Instant death.
oh, is
Which means after the victim fell on the floor, he couldn't have possibly written anything. Because he was already dead. Susato?
yes. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asagi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true.
What?
So Susato-san has noticed too, then. Putting the message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves that this was no accident, in other words.
Ship's log, maybe?
The ship's
Yes, we
log?
have that.
Because of the entries after 2 AM, you mean?
Yeah, but why were there no entries?
We can try to see if that fits.
point are you trying to make with that evidence?
I'm starting to see how Kazuma's death really happened, I think.
No.
I think that you were starting to see nothing of the sort, and that was the evidence to prove it.
Yeah. That was not the evidence.
Sorry.
If it was no accident,
Virtual Slinky, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the circus. I hope you enjoy the show. We're playing Ace Attorney, so we're kind of reading through all the dialogue. So sorry if we can't react on everything that chat says. Hope you'll enjoy the show, yeah? DeSoto, go ahead.
yes. If it was no accident, then what we should be looking for is one of two things.
Thanks for the
Either
lurk.
the absent.
No, I said thanks for the lurk to Slinky.
Either the absent of something you would expect to find at the scene of an accident, the present of something you wouldn't.
Are you getting
That's
away far?
interesting.
Oh, okay. Were you getting away from your mic at some point? Oh well.
Look for something that should be there or something that shouldn't be there.
It's your mic is making it seem like you're going in and away from your mic over and over.
Really? I'm sorry.
Kinda.
I'm still
Maybe you're-
trying to know how this works.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
You might have just been looking the other direction when you were speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Because some mics aren't the best with picking it up unless it's directly at them.
Maybe
Somewhat.
let me try the opposite.
I don't think you need
No.
to. With the blue yellow, you don't speak on top of it. You speak against it. Like,
Maybe you just needed to be closer to it.
yeah, maybe.
I don't speak very loud.
No, that's okay. You were just fading in and out, so we were just.
Or maybe it was just a second because my cat passed on my legs and I was
okay.
moving. Maybe
So
that
you were
was
mo-
why.
So you were moving, probably, yeah.
I was actually moving, so yeah, that's why.
Okay,
I
that's
see.
why it sounded you were like moving away a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue.
It's all because of the kittens, always.
Always because of the kittens.
Now he's angry. Like I said, it was cause him and his tails is like bum 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 bum. I'm sorry.
Take it away, Kutz.
Most competently put, my dear madam.
I see.
I confess your rather languid I see doesn't fill me with confidence, Mr. Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe in you. Well, more than Mr. Hans does, anyway.
Yes, it's starting to take shape now. Clear contradiction in the facts and that misspoke. Okay, that's just repeated. Evidence right here is undeniable. Putting the message on the floor aside, there is something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves that there was no accident. In other words.
Maybe
Maybe this.
or sealed, yeah, because it says wardrobe and it's put in the wrong wardrobe, maybe.
No, this not says wardrobe. This says skip
No,
out.
not this one. The Russian word says wardrobe.
But
Mhm.
he said something else and not the message.
So something that was
Um,
missing or something that was there that shouldn't have been there?
Yeah, that's the problem.
The shoe polish? What do we?
But why it shouldn't be there? I mean, it was his shoe polish.
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of different.
I think there's anything else.
What is?
Well,
Does
it's
it say the
Wait,
knife?
what about the
Wait.
ink itself?
Yeah, why it's purple?
It's purple
Hmm.
ink.
That's interesting.
But there's no evidence.
No,
Oh,
okay,
well,
no.
it's not. Let's skip this then, I suppose.
You know, I'm sitting
Yeah.
over here like, Etha probably knows exactly what it is, and it's just kind of like humoring us.
No, I'm not even. I completely forgot which piece of evidence.
All right, let's think a little.
I will
Ooh,
say
think
that
Wait. Remember,
This-
guys, we can examine.
Oh, yes.
Yes, but
You can examine the evidence.
oh, why is the paper seal not loading? Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
Mm.
It says keep
That
out.
was gone. What about that? It's not.
This must be remnants of the glue used to stick the paper seal in the wardrobe.
That's right. It was pulverized rice.
Pulverized rice?
Yes, I pulverized some of the rice from my evening meal, even though it broke my heart.
Broke your heart? What do you mean?
Remember, I'm a stowaway on the ship, and all I had to eat were Kazuma's leftovers. Even a couple of grains of rice could have meant the difference between life and death.
Oh my. It must have been awful for you, Naruto-san. I have some glue with me, as it happens. You're welcome to use it this evening.
We
Oh.
don't need it anymore.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We don't need the glue.
So that's not that, probably.
Hmm.
Nine.
Especially for
What else
speckled
do we have that we
brown.
could examine?
This is not necessarily the evidence that we're looking for, just probably. The ship's logs we'd already tried, so that is not it. I think the seal.
I think it's this.
Seal.
Mainly
Also-
because maybe it's been reapplied somehow, or someone knew about the wardrobe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, someone
That-
had to
Yeah,
have
that's-
known.
Someone
Fine.
no. Let's try it then. Because it's
All right.
obviously not the newspapers
Yeah,
about
said
the
wardrobe.
revolutionaries and such.
or maybe
Maybe
it's
knew
the
about
pink.
the wardrobe.
And it's not.
No,
Oh,
it's not this one.
What is
What?
it?
Um,
All right, we just gotta
It's
examine
great.
everything. Literally everything, as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. Okay.
There's no other.
Examine the photo.
Wait. wait, this,
Examine the photo.
this, guys, the pin. Wait, the first one?
No, the pin is the.
Red?
Yeah, that's just his
I
the-
mean- Didn't you have these two? Was a stud in there?
Well, I don't think it would have fallen off. Wait, use the
No.
magnifying glass on it. There you go. Is there anything like around there that? Or is that? Oh wait, that's just so you can see it better, right? That's not the exact examine thing.
No, it's
Hmm. Shoot. I mean, we might as well go through everything, even if it doesn't seem like it would.
outline.
It's on the back of the paper.
On the back is the article about the ballerina.
Uh,
It appears from Sean.
what about his diary? Examine that maybe.
Well, it's only
it-
saying faint
know,
whistling
whistling
sound,
It looks like some
Speckled
sort of
brand.
speckled band.
but that's the only
Okay.
clues.
Examine post-mortem.
Let me check real quick.
Your ship's
There's
log.
nothing.
Maybe the ship's log?
Well, we did.
We already
the
presented
ship's
it.
log.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, I presented it.
The picture frame, maybe.
No, that's nothing.
Hmm.
Another piece of evidence that proved there was no accident, in other words. Let's see the history. The evidence right here is undeniable. Putting the messages of the
Contradiction.
floor inside, there is something else that gives the truth away.
And it's a contradiction between her story and the facts. So let's think. What did she say? She said that the cat went in on its own because it was scared, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all she did was whistle and dangle the toy in.
Yeah.
And then she heard a bang.
But how would she know there was something in the wardrobe?
Yeah, but we already
Wow.
tried the paper seal, I suppose.
I know, but she must have read his diary.
But she couldn't read.
Wouldn't he have said it in his
Yes.
diary, you think?
Maybe the mark on the floor, because if he stepped on the cat, he wouldn't do that. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Why would if he had stepped on the cat, why would there be shoe polish?
Because he was wearing.
Let's try it. It's our second to last try, so I mean, we might as well just
Yes.
throw it at the wall.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Well, this certainly is.
There we go.
Yes, that was it. Oh my god.
That's what I said to try.
This, the piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor.
Oh yeah, how would she have gotten the glass if she didn't go in? Oh my god.
Ah.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, Osanaga.
Dang.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was like, but that's the glass belt the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic?
Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. A fatal flaw.
What?
If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back in here in this cabin?
Yes. Remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova?
Oh no.
Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. When Mr. Asaki died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room.
Just
And
the
that same
shape of our
person
Pavlova.
deliberately arranged arranged the scene to disguise the truth. In other words, in order to cover up his or her own guilt.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asagi's.
Strong enough?
We're wasting time. Someone else was there. Duh, of course. We know this.
What are you talking about?
Damn, storming off like, fuck you guys. God, also, Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
Oh yes.
We already know why.
And the only other person in cabin when the young student died was you. Or she could have been hiding in there.
Yes.
Maybe that's why she had
That's
to like
true.
scramble to cut her hair.
It was the cabin when it happened.
You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details.
But I didn't know Russian. There's no way I could have left that message.
Oh.
Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details.
Would you mind?
Forgive me, my dear fellow.
As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there for the entire time.
And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen to the floor. For fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asagi really died.
But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell anyway? No, away.
Maybe they were
Leaving Alf behind was always going to raise questions.
Yes, well,
It was past one o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single, small lamp suspended from the ceiling would have barely cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny idol.
You all suspect me, don't you?
I don't think she's the culprit. I think I know who's the culprit. Yes.
Seaman Strongolov.
Nina is woman of sea. She's daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills, and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band.
Hmm.
You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it.
You say that when young student died, Nina was there in this cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. Why would you give your tooth, right? How can you be so sure? You're a great detective, you should know. Look truth in the eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked doors? Yet, it's impossible.
He's right.
We have the answer for this. But wait. I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside.
We already went through that.
Yeah, that's not possible with this
Wait.
door.
Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
No, of course not. I just so do. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so
Sato-san, how could you shift it into me like that?
it was all your fault.
So Siemens Stroganov has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside.
Not necessarily.
Well, you're talking
What?
to yourself again. Oh, okay, there we go.
So funny.
I need to differentiate their voice a little bit. I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very I almost went a little Russian there. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before.
I don't believe it.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you?
A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yes.
Do you really know that Mr. Arms? What Mr. Arms means, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. And so should you. Because we've seen it happen.
Yes.
Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? The books, maybe?
The books, yeah, I think it's the books.
Mm-hmm. So, Holmes, this is your line still.
Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside.
Look at the bookcase there. See how the books and things on top of on it have toppled over.
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before.
That's
on
right.
its own,
It's a
didn't it?
very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over.
I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects.
There's something. Is there nothing Susato-san doesn't know, or is it, or that isn't in her book, at least? Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over the books on the bookcase also made something else in the cabin move. The bolt on the cabin
Yeah.
door.
Lock itself.
It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We came
'cause they
into the
came
cabin
in.
not long before, and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... This is Hasanaga.
Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance.
That sounds like...
Inspector Asanaga. Oh, yes! That's it! When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and looked at the door.
Yes, and it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed, or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that.
But
Yeah, inertia.
Napster is a different thing.
oh, it is it? Oops. Never mind then.
Pretty sure.
Then as the
We just had an
Right.
explanation about what inertia means, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I already forgot.
The sudden stop of motion and
is
in
the
reverse.
first like when some objects move, it's like the gravity
The sudden
but that-
shift in gravity to the other side, yeah.
yeah.
Are you trying to say that last night after Mr. Ozogi was killed,
There was a sudden shift, yes.
the SS Buria made another emergency stop?
When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I felt it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all of the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hands across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over.
Oh, yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
Then, when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Asogi's cabin.
Oh my.
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Poslova?
Are you out of your mind? You say Buria made emergency stop?
It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that
That's where the
possibly
law
have
comes in.
happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room?
It's simple enough.
Hmm?
Are you forgetting the button in the passageway outside? Used to trigger the emergency alarm.
Raphael?
Oh yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there? Telling you only to press the button in times of emergency.
See. On dark nights, when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of a number of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. The sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity.
Sounds like
What did you
Holmes.
do?
Sounds like Holmes.
Wait, it was you? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interests of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today.
Oh.
So Holmes tested that
Testing
theory.
that. Was doing something useful, actually.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, he is a great detective after all.
Oh, yes. Mr. Arms. Surely it wasn't you who...
As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion.
So it wasn't him investigating. It was like, oh, there's a button, I want to press it.
He almost sounds.
Sam.
He sounds
Mr.
almost
Sam.
proud of himself.
How dare you mess with ship? I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble now. Not now. I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we now have learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider...
Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asagi, did the ship make an emergency stop or did it not?
What idiots! Borea is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop even in middle of night, there would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruholo?
Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Mr. Beefman's book. Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night?
The book.
Yep.
Seeming strong enough. It's your duty to patrol the first class area of the ship, isn't it? Right? Isn't that right?
Ah, that is correct. Why?
And the ship's logs here. This would be where you record the details of your duties.
What are you doing with that? That is mine! Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always.
The point is, looking at what you usually record, It's clear that under normal circumstances you would write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. But 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all.
Nothing recorded in the log.
That is. Duh. Because nothing happened.
But if nothing happened, you would normally write "nothing to report," wouldn't you?
Indeed so. Which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened. Here aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Rapia?
Yes. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish! Getting angry.
If I'm perfectly honest, I find it a little hard to believe myself.
Oh, why?
Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. But you were drugged.
But it still doesn't know.
Monster!
Hmm.
Thanks to the emergency stop, we experienced it earlier. We all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently, the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody will sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night.
Well, no. That's not. That's a good point.
Of the throbbing. Excuse me.
Mm,
What do
Throbbing.
you mean?
mm,
Sorry, what do you mean?
Your head, man.
Your
Man.
man.
Head, man.
Your head.
The throbbing of your head since this morning. We've all suffered with it. Oh, from the bang.
I think it's for the drag.
From the drug.
Or we
Oh,
all
mm.
collectively hit our head when we were suddenly stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Never mind.
Oh, yes, I have had a headache, you're right. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today.
Nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn.
Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected.
He's right. My head's been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything felt sort of easy. Can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed in the morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe and had those handcuffs on, put on me at that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me?
Tell me,
Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, well, yes. Sorry.
Stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on?
Well, Cosmo looked after me. He was always happy to share his meals.
So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it.
Yes, in fact, I had all of that. Cosmo wasn't fond of chicken.
Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all?
So Cosmo was the only one who was maybe awake from
Yeah.
during the emergency stop.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's right. He didn't touch it. Is that relevant?
Naruhodo, you can't be this
My dear
stupid.
fellow, does that not strike?
Know that. Oh, Mr. Hans, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken?
But then that brings another question of
Hmm?
why did the chicken need to be spiked? That
Yeah,
early, you
that's
know?
what I was wondering since the beginning.
I do.
It wasn't an accident. Maybe there was someone who was a spy because
Maybe. Well,
Osanaga was there to protect
yeah.
Kazuma, so there was a
Well,
spy wanted to kill
Osanaga
him.
was also struck with a throbbing headache, so I mean he ate the chicken as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So no, really, is that true?
The meal
Holmes?
prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it.
A sleeping drug?
Do you mean whoever did lace every meal with whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug, so that no one would have noticed the ship's emergency stop?
Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Arms means. What a far-fetched idea.
Precisely. Lace. One second.
He said, wait a second.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, because you said, I thought you didn't hear that. Sorry.
Okay, sorry about that.
You have dinner soon?
Yeah, that was just coming in.
Okay, we're at the
Placing
end.
every
So...
meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator. Oh, shit.
They are all spies?
Well, seamen. Eh. I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. Oh. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made about the shipping company, of course. Through it,
Oh, sorry, did I skip?
no, I read it wrong. It took
Oh,
me a
okay.
second to realize. Were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself will be hauled over the coals. For aiding and abetting a renegade.
Please, no more. I will tell you everything.
Eh?
I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore.
These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe.
Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help. Everyone together. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. Oh,
I don't believe it.
you are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night.
Yes, I remember now. I didn't notice chewing chewing on a lump of something strange in the bitter end. Yeah, and bitter at one point.
Yeah, you cannot make all drug. What do you say? Dissolve?
Yeah, talk about heavy seasoning.
At midnight, in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by comrade on shore with small fishing boat. While all the passengers of the SS Furious slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion their evening meals had contained.
So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Poslova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock the lock Kazuma's cabin door.
But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and that would have been complete chaos.
I wouldn't say so.
What?
No, of course. Just like us, all other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug.
Right. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night.
Yes.
The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. What I kind of noticed.
Hmm?
His necktie thing kind of looks like a fish. I think it's meant to look that way.
Probably.
Yeah.
We've talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night.
But I don't know about any of this. I am just a little girl.
You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Sailors like me, we trust only what we see
Sorry?
with our eyes.
I already finished it, you're good.
Yeah.
A laudable trait. What? I'm quite fond of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt on the wind.
What extra cry of the guild?
Sorry, you've lost me.
Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. Observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I believe the time has come for one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistants, if you please. It's so weird to see them doing this
What
together.
exactly, Mr. Holmes?
With observation, my dear fellow. Just as I said, one of these two...
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't know the word.
Observation?
You remember, Mr. Naruhodo? We know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asagi's death. What we are looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened.
Precisely. You're delightfully quick to grasp my meaning.
Because I am the real detective.
All right,
Exactly.
I'll see what I can see. I'll see what I can see.
Don't worry.
So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. We have
Thank you.
chunky, we have chunky arms. We have
Oh, his shirt! His shirt! Look at his shirt!
sure.
Yeah,
Go down, go down.
down.
Yeah!
Oh.
Purple ink.
Let's shall we just investigate that or just present that?
Let's
I'll just present it.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, ink stain.
We don't have much time. You need to eat soon, so let's progress fast. Seeming strong enough. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there.
Oh, yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain.
It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Strongenoug's uniform.
And I think what made it is clear.
Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it.
My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proved the stains on the back of Seaman Strongenoug's uniform really is the purple ink. Yes, it's this photograph and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform.
Ink. Rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ah, the penny drops, at last.
Now you see the significance.
The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of that exact same color.
If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled. Moment.
It's okay.
All right.
Almost done. Home stretch.
Yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in that student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make Boria do emergency stop, and both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel.
Beef, please.
Poor angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet.
Beef, please, you must help me.
Strong enough?
I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw student body on floor. What happened here?
Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little furry friend.
Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The
The
kitten
kitten-
escaped through the...
That is
Oh,
my
sorry.
line. The kitten
Yeah, that's
escaped
true.
through the ventilator into Mr. Asagi's cabin, then tripped over and broke his neck when he fell to the floor.
Yes, that's right.
So after the incident where the cat ran away, Miss Pavlovna then visited the cabin next to hers.
Only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling on floor. That's when she went to look. No? Angel? The door was not locked. So she opened to look, and you already know what happened after.
Susato?
Yes, sorry.
That's okay.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Asagi's cabin, Miss Pavlova was already dead?
Why?
I already told you! When Nina opened door of student's cabin and looked inside,
I was asking Miss Pavlova.
Well, Miss Pavlova,
sorry.
that's okay.
Yeah. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared.
I understand. And I believe you.
So that's finally... So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Cosmo's death at last?
Oh, something very nearly slipped my mind.
Oh, Mr. Holmes?
This photograph? Yes, I took this myself, you know.
Hmm?
The cause of death was a broken neck. Therefore, the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those
Oh.
are the facts, there's one particular area
Sorry.
in this photograph.
My cat was eating my sweets.
Oh, no!
No.
Bad kitty. Bad kitty.
That seems to me somewhat unnatural. What do you mean, unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, well... If Cosmo tripped and fell, and by some terrible stroke of luck, broke his neck, which part of the photograph print seems unnatural?
The writing.
Yeah,
We
he's
already know that
pointing
he
the
covered it
writing.
up.
Mm,
Yeah, but he's pointing.
Well, they had to make it look like...
Which part seems unnatural?
Maybe
Like,
that's
what did he trip on? Or no, what broke his neck exactly?
Hmm...
Oh yes, maybe that. His neck.
The fact that his neck is... like, it doesn't look like it... I don't know. Maybe?
I don't remember, and I don't know.
Wait a minute, wait.
It still does.
Didn't they say there was like a slight mark around his neck?
Hmm?
Look at the
Yes.
autopsy.
Did it say that?
Look a little closer at it. Okay. The victim's neck was almost certainly broken. No obvious external injuries or traces. Hmm.
Let's try to point the neck. But we only have one.
You must have been here, surely.
Okay.
no, it's not.
Oh no.
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 We're not gonna read
Oh,
this through,
yeah.
so we're just gonna go to the conclusion.
Shit.
We only have one more try, guys.
I know. Oh boy.
When is the last saving?
I can save right before we choose evidence.
save.
Yeah,
Word written in a
Yeah,
foreign
that's a
language
good
and
idea.
surely.
So what did they say? I
Yeah,
think it's playing at
so
Mr.
he's
Holmes'
saying-
resolution.
He's saying it's definitely not the writing.
Hmm.
Imagine, if you
But
will,
if
losing your footing
It's
yourself.
not that.
You would try to block your fall, right?
Yeah.
The
so
fist?
why did
What
they
if you-
have a fist
Would
hand?
you land as the victim has? What of your hands? You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with some regularity. This should be
Wow,
an easy
thanks.
task.
Why would I? Why do I? Okay, we're gonna save here real quick. Just in case.
Mhm.
Sorry guys, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Hopefully there won't be any lines for you. Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fists doesn't seem quite right.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have it in a fist. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago.
You did?
And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow?
Well, yeah. Raphael's got a BRB at the moment.
Momo?
Okay.
Yeah, she's... Okay.
Yeah, let's proceed because
Mr.
Coots need to
Sounds.
eat soon. So.
Mr. Sounds, show us, please.
Of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? You literally just did. This is what I found.
Another
How
earring.
was that?
Perfectly matching Miss Pavlova's.
Ah,
Oh. A crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Anyway.
We have a nice understudy for you.
What? Oh,
Momo did your lines for
Yeah, I heard Momo's voice when she imitated me.
Okay, Osanaga?
You're right. Okay, yeah, yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty. But what does it tell us?
When. Wait, what's that?
It's well, okay. Quick summary. We found out that Kazuma fell in an unnatural way because usually you would have an open hand when you fall, but he was holding it onto something, and it is that crescent moon that we found. Well, Sherlock
Okay.
took the liberty to find it out.
Mm.
Anyway, strong enough.
alright.
That's okay.
It tells us nothing.
I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before.
Photo. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo. That is the key.
What?
The truth is now tantalizingly close.
How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist?
This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe. Find the answer with your own eyes. Her ear. Pink shell.
She has such pretty ears among that beautiful air. Like little pink shells.
Oh, what's that?
Very.
There's something attached to her ear.
Oh, I expect that was called an earring. It's a little piece.
An earring,
Something.
is it? It is really tiny.
Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is the clap part that attached to the ear.
If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken.
No. That means no. That's cruel.
Miss Vaslova, I noticed that that on your ear. Even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part seems to be missing. The little link holding on to must have broken, I suppose. Hang on a minute.
What?
Looking at your other ear, I noticed the crescent moon.
Ah,
I don't believe it. Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. Miss Pavlova. Mr. Asogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps the memory of just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night, in Mr. Asogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in its clenched fist during its final moments?
Oh no.
No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma?
Oh,
Died.
This is Pavlova, by the way, so...
When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin, and I could relax after this horrible long day. Darka, wait!
Still Pavlova?
I couldn't believe it when she disappeared to the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving my favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back.
Kazuma?
oh my god, I actually. Oh,
Yes, Kazuma!
what are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Alas. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. Really, all he did was just say hello.
And this is Pavlova again.
The young man from your country was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again and I was going to leave the man's cabin,
Just a
Kazuma?
moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
oh, yes?
sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before.
Ah,
Ah, of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina.
no, I don't know that name.
Pavlova, still.
My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew where I was. How could this man from land in the faraway east know a Russian ballerina?
Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? Sure, I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment.
I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth. I hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice.
I see. So you've run away.
Please, please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone.
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him?
Yeah, but doesn't the captain know?
Maybe it was the only one we didn't know.
Hmm.
That would be kind of weird, seeing as it was an emergency stop.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
Then it happened, everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then... Terka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And... as he turned around to look at me...
Oh,
that's
ouch.
why.
I pushed him.
Oh, so this wasn't just an accident you were there for, you did it.
Yeah.
Well, it
I don't
still
even
was an
know why.
accident in a way, but
No, it was...
Uh,
No, because
she didn't meant
pushed
to
him.
kill him.
No, but well, that's still murder, manslaughter.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
didn't
you
meant
still
to,
killed
but
the
still
person.
murder. Yeah.
I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. I had to stop him from telling anyone about me.
And that's how you. That's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Strong Enough, who was on duty out in the passageway.
I heard Nina cry out and thud on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said, Help
Help
me,
me,
beef.
beef.
Oh, there, sorry, that was you.
No.
If they find out, I will be. Please, I have nowhere to go.
So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door.
Yes. I went into cabin and I looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found Stowaway. In wardrobe, still sleeping.
Right. That's when he found me. Grafia?
Yes. Sorry, I was looking at the live.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I was looking for comments. Sorry, sometimes I do that. So, you
Very
work it
fast.
out a plan. To lay the blame on the stowaway.
I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign.
Luckily for me, That's the only reason Susato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged the young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilling to write on floor. I wrote, nah. So that person we found him would look inside the wardrobe and find
Garderobe?
stolen. What?
I think it was garderobe.
Yeah, it
The
was,
word.
Oh, garderobe.
but it was in Russian. So.
Yeah, so I couldn't read from it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And tell me, what of the glass bell?
It was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
See.
But it was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Oh, sorry. Here is your line. The angel went back.
Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway.
Yes.
Okay, Holmes.
Accordingly, the SS Burger did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 a.m. Thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery.
Mm-hmm. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova.
What?
Well, you said you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. That's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain, and you pushed him. Isn't that right?
Is he gonna bring up what I was thinking?
Yes.
But even he have pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship. Aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would you
that's what I
have?
fucking said.
Yeah.
Why would that have been a problem?
Yeah, that's what school said.
It was what he said first that made me scared.
What he said first?
Oh. Oh, that he had a friend. Inspector.
What are you doing here
Yeah.
at this time of night, Inspector? Oh. I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine.
He said an inspector was his friend.
Noah?
Oh, yes, meaning me.
Wouldn't he have said that in Japanese?
Who
Mm.
was supposed
Yeah, that's true.
It's like anime rules with like
Right?
Yeah, anybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Wow. She really put me on the spot there.
who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard?
I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before you could put the bell cord, I...
Raphael?
May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asaki really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. No, I was going to ask Naruhodo.
He was
What?
going to ask Naruhodo, probably.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Hmm. Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but... he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give you your secret away, then he wouldn't have done.
No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back.
Holmes?
Let's say it. Oh, let me just do it
Oh,
again.
well, you
Well,
didn't
Mr.
figure it
Naruhodo.
probably.
The day's work is not yet done, it seems. There is one more deduction to make.
What? Another deduction?
Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment?
Well,
Every time we
obviously.
see Cosmo again, it makes me so sad.
Yeah.
And we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed.
Isn't it obvious? Yeah,
First, consider the victim's location within his cabin.
that's easy. I remember the detail of the room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin had been my home for this entire voyage. I love it place like Cozuma's theme here. So, right?
It's me, yeah. So, this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama?
Yes, it's exactly how it was.
Ready then, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. There's one thing I've learned today. Simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths. Not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little when following the gaze where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? The wardrobe. Considering everything that happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord.
Yes. However, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe.
The wardrobe?
And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly.
Guys, did you notice that the music is more Japanese? Like,
It's Kazuma's theme.
I'm gonna
Able
cry
to-
if I focus on it.
It's Kazuma's
Yeah.
theme.
sorry, it's for
Oh, so
sorry.
Ray, your line.
Raphael, please.
Oh, sorry. I've been saying it, Raphael, all the entire evening. Sorry for this one time.
Yeah, you did wrong just the last 2 times.
I just want to hurry for Kut, so I kind of want
Yeah,
to
it's
speak
okay.
through the
Maybe
dialogue.
you just
and-
lose him focus because he's late.
Mm.
I would say that's probably the case.
Yeah. Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. I just don't know what.
Mm.
What were Mr. Asagi's exact words last night?
Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here.
Another opinion?
Yes. Not from a member. Oh my god. Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No. Mr. Asogi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if, between them, they might be able to help you in some way, no doubt.
Oh no.
Sadly, we can know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asagi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. So sad.
Hmm.
Miss Poslova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. Unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that.
I'm sorry. Really. I'm so sorry. What have I done?
I'm just literally tearing up myself.
I know.
And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Broya was finally laid to rest.
It's so much worse when the perpetrator doesn't mean to do it.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
accidental
Yeah,
then.
because if it's an evil man, you can say, yeah, you are evil, you are bad.
It wasn't
I hate
accidental
you,
though.
but
She only tried to stop Kazuma from reaching the bell. She didn't necessarily try to
Yeah,
push
yeah.
him.
Exactly, that's what we're
Yeah,
saying. It's sadder because of that.
that's why it's sad, yeah.
What will happen to Miss Bloslova now then?
Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard.
Oh, Boro, thanks for the raid, my little hubby. We are kind of ending the stream as well. We're kind of wrapping up this chapter, but wait, thanks everyone
raiders.
for raiding. Hello, I'm Hita Fire Charmer, and Ryan, can you also shout out our collaborators here so that they know we're there? We are gonna wrap this chapter up, so no one will get your lines.
I did it. Should I repeat it?
Oh, if you already did it, I'm just gonna continue. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her?
Yeah, I think repatriate her. I guess.
Repatriate?
It's-
Oh, okay.
Even I don't know what it means, so you're good.
To go back to one's land.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Naga?
Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out.
Mr. Holmes can do that.
I'm a bit scared
So
I'm doing that.
she won't be going back to Russia then.
No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's an exile for life.
Forgot that back
I
then
see.
things were really different in Russia too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry.
Seeming strong enough?
I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you. About how you lost good friend. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police.
That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste, but... well... do what you can for Miss Poslova, won't you?
Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan.
No.
Yes. I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different.
So, you should get back to your cabin now.
looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even began then. To think that only days ago Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. It seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping?
Mm.
Susato-san.
Naruto-san, I didn't know you had returned.
Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Ozunaga just told me that I should pack. You know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that.
Mm.
Still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that.
Susato-san.
Such great ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. Now they've been cruelly taken away, just as yes. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible, but now I know the truth. It was just an accident.
Are you moving away from your
Gotta
mic
get
again?
closer to the mic, yeah.
Sorry,
That's
sorry,
okay.
moving closer. Just a silly series of mishaps.
Yep, mishaps.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It's too much, Naruto-san. It's just too much.
Yes, I know. This is, I think, Holmes?
Yeah, maybe.
Wish there was something I could say.
Oh, it's Hodos.
I know, it's
Well,
Hodos.
I don't know.
Expector.
My duty was to see Asogi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed, and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder.
Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free for... What?
Oh.
Surprise, Mr. Naruhodo.
What is the meaning of this?
Oh, trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles.
What?
What?
Without them,
Kinky.
the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting.
Sorry?
So I decided to restore them. For old time's sake, shall we say. You are a stowaway, after all.
Damn.
He thinks it's funny.
Oh my gosh.
I love him. I love him.
I love
The
Holmes.
way he can through the room.
Mr. Arms. We do appreciate all your assistance. It's like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd like to thank you. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Holmes?
Not at all. Not at all. No, it's a little late. I offer my sincere condolences.
Pretty late.
Mm.
For in more than one way here.
Yeah. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor.
Meaning you have to be a layer.
I'm afraid it won't be possible. We shall be disembarking on the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened.
What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway.
But she was with him, so
The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant.
Really
You
vague.
take his place.
Was to be.
In the light of Mr. Osogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead.
Oh no. I don't care for me, but... for Susato-san. I think this time it's
I think
sort
it's Holmes.
Holmes.
Yeah.
Definitely me.
Mm.
Yep. My dear fellows, the majority of problems has an extremely simple solution, you know.
Yeah, indeed.
All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely.
Huh?
But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Holmes. We know of no other lawyer.
Since you say. He's right there! Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid.
Oh, but
But anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer.
yes,
Miss Susato,
yes.
do you think perhaps I might be able to do it?
No, not at all.
Nobody trusts
way.
you.
But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruto.
Neither was,
Oh, unless are
was-
you son-in-law?
He didn't know.
Cosimo wasn't one either. He was just
No,
in training.
I'm not, but...
I'm sorry, in that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work.
As I said, there's still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. I have a month in which I can study, to learn what I must be to become a lawyer in Great Britain.
Mr. Naruhodo,
That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 40 days?
There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I hadn't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate.
But why put yourself in such a difficult position?
For Kazuma. He said there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, my own benefit. It's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Sato?
Yes.
Nah.
Okay.
oh, she's so cute. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
So, what does our spectacle inspector friend say?
Are you serious?
One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable.
No. It's madness.
Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree?
Fascinating?
Duty and rules are all the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination.
Speak for yourself.
Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of the morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage.
Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice.
Inspector,
After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here.
Thank you, Spectre.
If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think.
Wait, is you left now?
Oh,
Hmm?
yeah.
True. His glasses too.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Did
fully
another
restored.
player?
I need to discuss what to do next and how best to make my report.
You really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer?
No.
No. I will be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was saying thank you to Ku, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
the same sentence. And Mr. Naruhodo, I'd like you to take charge of this.
What? Me? Are you sure?
I'm sure is what Katsuma-sama would have wanted.
Crying and weeping.
Mhm.
His name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asogi clan for generations.
Very well. I'll accept. I'll treasure it always. So then, Mrs. Sato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet.
よろしくお願いします.
Hmm.
Will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. Which I think was the よろしくお願いします.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Probably was.
And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. I'll be a strict teacher. You should fill every spare moment with study.
Yes, that's exactly what I need.
But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask you too.
Goodness, what is it?
Oh my god.
Oh, because she did that at
Susato
the
talks.
beginning.
Hmm.
Please, throw me to the ground 3 times.
What?
I should never abducted you. You were Katsuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I allowed his suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior.
No, you were in shock. You just found out about the... Yeah, okay.
No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have drawn you. Not just once, but 5 times.
The number keeps creeping up, doesn't it?
Please, you must. Just take a hold of me and draw me. Do it. Don't even think about it.
No. Don't even know how. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life.
Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training.
Oh, Mr. Ons.
I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed.
I was
When did
looking.
he see that?
Well, he was like curled up on the desk or something, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling.
Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique.
Apparently it's called the Susato Takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. Holmes?
How beguiling. I'm a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I'm a somewhat accomplished boxer.
There he goes, then see you around again.
I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw.
Yes, I'd be honored.
And let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Please do it on him, and not me.
Oh, of course.
Oh no.
Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? No,
Why
wait,
is
oh,
it
sorry?
him?
Hi!
Mhm.
Why on him? As you can see, you draw from the abdomen.
Abdomen. Yeah.
Abdomen. Oh, okay, it's this part of the body. Okay.
Holmes?
Oh yes, arresting indeed. That is what the term the Susato takedown is. Oh wait, and that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Yeah.
Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. Which is different, apparently.
Wow. I'm in my groggy state of consciousness. A scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind.
Oh no, another sad flashback.
Karima.
That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. This is Yuhita.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at chat real quick. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana to study on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely.
Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karma guides me. I truly believe that.
Hey there, Alex. We're kind of trying to finish this up because Koos also needs to eat soon. So sorry if we can't necessarily chat with you at the moment. So, its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling. Kazuma?
On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
That important thing he had to do. Still don't know what that was.
The fact I didn't even tell.
Stupid. But it's
But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Finally, the end of this
Oh
chapter.
my god.
Ooh,
That
wow.
was really long.
I'm sorry to have kept you guys. Because, man, I could just unlock the achievement Crash Course Candidate.
Cool.
So, next time, episode 3, The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Yay.
Wait, go, can you, like... Oh, wait, you saved it in the...
Huh?
Are you able to see, like, episode 1 on there? Or did you save over that?
What do you want to know about episode 1?
Just, you see the picture in the background of Holmes? I was just wondering if
yes.
it was there for episode 1 or if it was Cosmo, that's all.
I don't know actually. Anyway, we're gonna
Yep,
finish this up
yeah.
because you need to go eat. We've
Yes,
kept you
please.
long enough, and
Need
yeah.
to sleep and practice still. So
Mm.
yeah, we have to get up very early and then have dinner, so I'm kind of dying.
And I'll let you go as well, and I'll just end up wrap up chat or chat with chat, I suppose. Now that we have the possibility.
Chat.
Chat with chat, yes.
Alright, well, I gotta go, because I am very hungry.
Thank you, Kafoots, for joining us
Thank you
yet
everyone
again.
for coming, and thank you for having me, Hita.
Oh, always. Next week is also good, still?
Yep.
For everyone?
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So everyone who wants to, who needs to leave, I'll say goodbye
Okay.
to you,
Go.
Okay,
and
then
I'll just end up with chat. Just
All right then. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for
goodbye,
having
good
us.
night. Bye
Thank-
bye.
Bye-bye,
thanks
good
for
night.
thank you all for being there for this playthrough yet again. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for having us again. So bye-bye.
Bye bye. And so we are left alone to our own devices. With you, chat. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's unfortunate that we had the raids near the end as well. Is Boro still here though? I wonder if he had to go or not. I don't see him in chat, I think. It's unfortunate. I really wanted to say hello to him. I wanted to give him more attention. But okay. Talking with a collab person. Yeah, well, I figured. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. I'm kind of already spoiled for the whole first game, so I kind of know when things happen or when episodes end. So I kind of wanted to finish it off before Koots had to leave, because otherwise we had a really short ending episode for next time, and then we would have started the next episode kind of in an awkward position. so I kind of wanted to finish it as soon as possible. So sorry for everyone who joined at the end, that I couldn't give you the attention that you needed or wanted, or that I wanted to give you. But that's unfortunate with this collab. Whenever I collab, I'm more focused on the collab partner than my chat, I suppose, because it's kind of like hard to maintain chat and your collab partners. But nonetheless, The Great Ace Attorney is a fantastic story, and it's even more elevated with the amazing voice acting of everyone participating in it. And I really hope that you all enjoyed it, because I surely did enjoy myself, and I hope that for the next few episodes as well, that we can entertain you with this collaboration of The Great Ace Attorney. It's been a blast to have so many people, so many fantastic VTubers with me on this. Actually, I should have turned my BGM on as well. Anyways, I think I'll be closing off our stream as well. Except if we want to keep it as just chatting, but I don't necessarily want to talk about with you guys. Except if you can keep it interactive. But yeah, let me check if there are other people online at the moment. Oh, there's surely enough other people online. I guess. But let's see who we're gonna raid, because that's gonna be. Let's see. We have Deltarune, maybe. I don't know how long they were streaming for. Let me check, because we might be able to. Oh, they've been streaming for 6 hours, so they're closing up as well. There's Hida, this wonderful streamer that many people. Oh, thank you, Media. You are a fantastic streamer yourself as well. Let's see. Ryan, you're streaming yourself. So, I do need to return the favor, right? For being an amazing mod that you are. Let's rate you. Why not? You've been streaming for how long? 26 minutes. Surely not enough. Surely not. Yeah, he's modding my stream as well as streaming himself. But he only just started, so we can surely just raid him. No, Ryan, you are the best candidate for this. So, thanks everyone. Have a nice circus raid. I think we have a command for that. That's not really necessarily the command that we had, huh? Anyway, for those who have the emotes, you can do a hat pat with a circus raid. And for now, thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Oh, there we go. The I sub raid. Ah, that's why. But yeah, circus raid. Let's go, guys. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.